This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Hey, good evening. It's a fresh installment of Halas Hall Report. We got Bear Down Mike tonight, Bear Fan Dan, and a man who has no opinion ever at all, Woody. Good evening, gents. How you doing?
Good.
My
How are you?
opinion is
Good.
Yeah, hey, we have been having a good week over here in the huddle. For those who missed it, you can go catch it on the huddle page or on Mike the Bear Fan. We had Desmond Clark on Kenny Ken in the morning Monday. So what a great way to start the week. And we're actually going to see a little bit of that here in a minute. But that was a great way to start off. A little surprised by a couple things, not so surprised by others. I like, we asked about the whole Bears-Packer thing. He's like, man, that's a fan thing. Like, we don't even care as players. And I was like, okay. I mean, I've kind of heard that before, but just to hear it again is like, it's a fan-made thing. I get it. It's good. The league likes it because it brings butts to seats and people get involved. What was interesting though, if you watch the show, Dez said the team he disliked the most during his playing days was the Detroit Lions.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Mike, I know you were watching, Dan, you were there. I thought the second he said that, Mike, I was like, damn, his reasons for not liking him is the exact same reasons why we don't like their fans now.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
When he mentioned the Packers-Bears rivalry, he was like, it was a rivalry then. It isn't now. We can say that, but he's like, I remember him mentioning the overtime game where he caught for the touchdown to end it. And that was awesome. You can see the Packer guys just get all pissed off. It was hilarious.
Mike, it's funny that you should mention that. Let's
So got that good Rex, bad Rex thing.
let's roll.
And it was true. When he had those games that he was on, man, Rex was on. So it is for Rex, it was just that consistency. And I just started looking at these comments over here, and I want to address John Dorn.
Oh, here we go.
We knew this was coming.
How does it feel being owned by the Packers? Well, first of all, the Packers didn't own me when I played with the Chicago Bears.
Yep.
We actually had a winning record against your Green Bay Packers. Go back and check the facts. And just go back and look at the end of 2007. That's all I have to say about being owned by the Packers. In the 2007 game, it was in Green Bay. Go back and look at the reason you lost that game in overtime. It was a corner route about 30 yards or so. Got behind a couple guys. It was a number 36 trying to chase me down in the end zone, but he couldn't catch me before I got in the end zone. End of the game, buddy.
I love John. I mean, right there, guys. That was like, for me, that was the clip of the show right there. He's like, hold my beer. Hey, Dorn, drop.
That was perfect. It was great.
But he said,
we all knew his react. We all knew what he said. One comment about John Dorn comment. We're all like, "Oh no," because we're able to see what Dorn said. It's like, "Oh, good."
yeah, because like you guys don't know when you make comments, I can see them. Dan, Woody, we can see him. Mike, I don't think you can see him the way you're in the. Or yeah, you can see him. You can see him. So if you're on a computer at least. Hey, good evening, Matt. If you're on a PC or on the show, you can see the comments, even though we haven't aired them like we just aired Matt's. So they were all there, and I saw before the show when I was talking with Ken and Rob and like Dan, we were like, all right, man, just is Dorn going to do Dorn things, And the comment came in, and all of us secretly were like, oh, God, he commented. Oh, I hope Dez isn't looking at the comments because he can see them. And then he's like, we're at about, the 40-some minute part of the show, and he's like, hey, I just noticed this comment. And we're like, oh, and you could see our reaction. We're like, oh, my God, here we go. But it was great. I loved it. It was great. And about 10 minutes early, he said, look, at the Bears Packer thing to the players isn't the thing. To the fans, it's a thing. For him, he didn't like the Detroit Lions because they talked so much trash after having one winning season. Like they won one season, then they're all up in his grill talking smack. And he's like, you guys ain't done nothing. Sounds kind of familiar, right? And he's like, put a couple years together, then come talk to me. But no, go watch the Des Clark interview from Monday. It was great. We gotta give one more story for Woody because we told Woody we would. Desmond Clark has, I love this. He says there are two great lies that we're being told right now. The great lie is toll roads, because toll roads, when they build them, we're told, hey, we're going to build the road, then we're going to put tolls here, and they're going to pay for the road. And when the road is done, we'll take the tolls away.
Right.
The tolls have never left.
40 years later, they're still there.
Like in Chicago when I was a kid are still there 40-some years later, right? So they don't go away. So that's the first lie. The second lie is Green Bay Packer fans thinking they're owners because they bought a piece of paper.
See, I originally thought they were owned by a group of guys, like attorneys.
They're
by a group, not a single owner.
They
have a CEO.
Right, they do. They're owned, believe it or not. The Green Bay Packer ownership is much like Bayern Munich is owned in the Bundesliga in Germany. They're owned by a club. It's a club ownership. So they've got the German European soccer model for ownership. Because like EPL teams are singular owners, right? I mean, we have NFL owners that own British, Premier League teams. You can't own a German team. They're all clubs. And the Packers are in that same structure. It's like a club structure. But Des was saying that like all these guys are buying this Packer stock thinking they're owners. Like you just have a piece of paper that says you're a fan. And he's like, that's great, you're supporting your team, but that's the greatest lie after tolls is that you're an owner. You're not an owner of anything. So yeah, that was fun. Woody, you'd also like to know, he said he thinks the Bears will win 9 games. He said that, but he said that in a month of other things.
Whoa.
Yeah.
The fuck does he know? I said 10-7, and that's where it's going to be.
10. So here's why he said 9, and we got a good chuckle out of the morning crew. It's like, we've never seen these guys on the field. So he said on paper, of which of course Rob never lost. We say that all the time. And Rob's like, oh, we never say on paper. He's like, on paper, it looks really good. But he's like, they should win at least 9 games.
Yeah,
so
we have the third easiest schedule. 9 games is shitty.
Well, he didn't want to lock himself down to a number.
Well, lock him down.
So we are now.
The low end should be 9.
Did you ask him? Did he answer how he liked Caleb Chia Pet Williams?
We didn't ask him directly, but he kind of did. He's like, well, we don't know if he's on the good side of the stick or the bad side of the stick. We just don't know. So he was very politically correct, or not politically correct, political about it. He didn't go one way or the other, but his point was valid. It's like, we don't know if this guy's going to be on the great side of the stick or the bad side of the stick because we've never seen him on the field yet. You have to see him on the field. And I mean, I can agree with that approach. I think we all have that to a degree. So he didn't commit. We didn't ask about Justin.
I heard him say that he likes Jaden Daniels. I heard it. Well, I knew what he was thinking.
If you would have been on then Monday morning, you could have asked him.
Hey, people work, Ken, all right?
Yeah, I was still trying to ask questions because I remember him saying it was a transition from a wide receiver in college to tight end. And I was trying to ask, like, what was the hardest part about transitioning? And it was towards the end of the show.
And Mike, you're gonna have to ask your doctor about that.
transgender.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So no, but yeah, he talked a little bit about that because we asked him, well, why didn't Tebow then do it? And his answer was like, well, it's really not that easy, you know. And the guy who was a quarterback his whole career, and we really didn't get into the transition for him from wide receiver to tight end. We were talking a lot of post career, and then it kind of, you know, we had some questions, but like right for him, he said his favorite quarterback ever is Sexy Rexy.
Yep.
Oh,
Hands down.
Yeah.
And you guys heard the end of that.
I knew.
But you heard the end. Well, he said, you know, he had the best relationship with Rex. But you guys heard it when we ran the clip. He said when Rex was really gone, he was on. When he was off, he was off.
But isn't that's all quarterbacks though? That's all quarterbacks.
Yeah, but Rex, I think, was more so than most.
I mean, he did shit in the Super Bowl.
I think some of that was offensive game plan sucked after we lost the running back, and we decided not to run him. But
we don't run anymore. What do you expect?
It kind of hurt Rex, and I don't think Rex ever recovered.
Or that blown Reggie Wayne coverage. That's always good.
That didn't help either. Yeah. So no, but it was a great conversation. But some of the memorable moments though was him coming at John Dorn, which we just played you, and then the two greatest lies about Packer ownership. But he said, look, you know, they can talk it because they've done on the field, and if we want to stop them from yakking, we got to do something and shut them up. And he ain't wrong, right? The Bears need to figure it out and shut them up. Because the one thing he said about the whole Aaron Rodgers, you know, I own you, I've always owned you. Hey, good evening, Robert. He said, you know, he said it hurt the front office. Like the front office was affected by what Rodgers said. And that's just somebody, hey, you got to do something to make them shut up. Or they're going to be, you know, you got to stop it by yourself. You got to force that issue and make them, you know, stop clacking. He ain't wrong.
No, he's not wrong. But the whole Jordan Love owns us. He's won 2 games. Let's settle down.
Yeah,
right.
That's why. I mean, come on. He's won.
Well, I wanted to bring this up. If anybody can read my little thingy
I was
there.
going to ask you about
Justin Fields having issues in Pittsburgh. Ken, what do you think about that? Was that a surprise, even though it's only OTAs?
No, yes and no. I mean, am I surprised that there's going to be all kinds of media like that? Like, I don't know, Justin Fields looked perturbed all practice because he shot one look at a guy or something. You know, I mean, that's just the reporting you're going to get on Justin. He's learning there a whole new everything. So I don't expect it to be, you know, roses and chocolate bars out the gate. But I think it's not his position to lose. I think he's going to start at 2. But I have a feeling by week 3, 4, 5, 6, somewhere in there, he's going to take over as the starting quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Because
that would be 51%. There you go.
Yeah. I think that I just don't think that. I don't know. I just something's going to either Russ is going to say something, he's going to do something, or he's just going to flat out suck in the early games.
He wants his office back.
Yeah, but this is the thing, though. If I'm Russell Wilson right now and I'm seeing my number 2 struggle, you know what I would do? And it's pretty hard for me to do this. Anybody have a guess? If I was Russell Wilson and my number 2 was taking a shit so far, what would I do? Anybody have the right answer? Go ahead, bear down, Mike. What do you think? What do you think I would? What do you think I would do? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
I would not say a word.
Don't say shit. And if anyone asks about him, oh, he's just going through. You know, he's just going through the process.
Do we really expect Justin to be great at OTAs? No, nobody.
No, but I mean, let's face it though, fan expectations are kind of ridiculous with players now when it comes to OTAs and camp, and like we expect OTA 1, brand new team. Oh, he should be like the best guy in the field already day 1. He should know everything like perfect. I mean,
well, clearly it should be both. They should be both struggling. It's new offense. Mike Tomlin's not an easy guy. He's a great coach, but he's not an easy guy to play for because he's strict as shit.
But are we hearing Russ is killing it? No, we're not.
Nope.
Not yet.
We're hearing Rodgers is hurt again.
Is he?
Yeah, he was getting a haircut. Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, I remember him sitting in the back of the cart rubbing his ankle.
I mean, I think we just make too much. Like for Bears fans, like I've got my Williams jersey.
Oh my God.
Lost in my Williams salute to service. I got it on a Dunze too. I'll probably be wearing that one Sunday. I'll wear.
See, me and Ken, me and you, I disagree there. I only get retired players because we don't know how long they're going to be here.
No, I agree with you.
Mike, hey, Mike, I know you're listening from the roof. I know you have your Justin Fields jersey. I'm sorry.
Oh no, no, he got a blue one of these, but
oh my God.
But I mean, like, look, I mean, he's still a Bear. And then when he comes to ex-Bear, he's still a former Bear. I have my Mac jersey. I have my Fields jersey.
Look, like I said a couple weeks ago, and after the draft, if Caleb Williams does good, I'll be the first one to say, "Hey, I was wrong." But until then,
I mean,
I'll say it too,
because I know Dan agrees with me, which I don't.
I mean, but we come into OTAs, everyone's like looking at Caleb, like, "Oh my God, he had a rough day at practice. He threw interceptions." Yeah. Okay. Oh my God, the sky is falling. He's terrible. The season's done. It's like, guys, it's OTAs. The season is not decided today.
Ken, I understand what you're saying. 100%. But he got benched. That was the big deal. Not that he had problems in OTAs, not that he missed this throw, not that he fumbled here. Is because he got benched. That was the only reason I brought that up, and that's what the highlight is right now.
Well, I know, but I mean, but is that really an issue, though, Woody? I mean, honestly, is that an issue? Because hey, Dan, it's your first OTA. You're trying too hard. Why don't you sit down for a while, soak it in, and let us talk to you about some things? I just benched Dan. Did I? Was that a terrible thing?
Deal with me.
I would be more concerned if he wasn't having trouble.
Yeah.
Because what does that say about our defense?
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to bring that up too. I forget their name. Two guys on ESPN, NFL analysts. I forgot their names. I'm sorry. They had the Bears outside the top 10 in defense, but both of them had Jets at number 1.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
How does that make sense?
No idea, man.
Might as well put Panthers number 2. Shit.
What is Rob? Yeah. He isn't a QB coach. He's an F.
You know what? I like Tomlin as a head coach. He
should be a good Woody.
He is
no
a
worries.
hard
Robert, you know my issue is keep laughing. I know. Fuck.
And he does not shy about, saying it to the media why he benches a player. Playing like shit.
Tomlin, I mean, when he takes over that team, inherits a good team, good structure, I mean, he didn't have to ever be, I mean, actually you can make now you're starting to see that weakness in him, and look what happened since Big Ben retired. They've struggled at the quarterback position mightily. They've jettisoned their first round pick already, right? After what? After a season? So, yeah, I mean,
but they do have the best QB room and the cheapest. No, not the best QB room, the cheapest QB room.
Cheapest. Has Caleb not signed his deal yet?
No, he has not signed.
No, Jaden did. Jaden Daniels signed 2 days ago.
Neither one. I mean, number 1 rookies have signed.
I mean, here's the question though. No, I thought I read where Dunze signed his deal already.
Nope.
Here's the question though. Could it be? I mean, because the dollar amount's like, dude, the dollar amount's what the dollar amount is. There's no negotiating that, right? It's got to be how much of it's guaranteed. But
from what Caleb said, he's not worried about the finances. He's letting his team do that. He's concentrating on football.
Yeah, I mean, but the finances, I mean, it's a set amount. Like the window, there's like, the NFL says the number 1 pick can get paid X on this 5-year deal. Yep. The only wiggle room they have is to add some incentives and the guaranteed piece. That's the only wiggle room you really have.
Now, since Cincinnati has issues, Jamar Chase is holding out, and T. Higgins didn't sign his franchise tag.
No, T. Higgins signed.
He did.
He did sign. When did he sign?
Yesterday, yeah, it was yesterday or Monday. Monday.
Yesterday morning he signed.
Yeah, it was just so. And then the whole thing with Ayuk, Ayuk saying, "Oh, they don't want me," and then was it Rappaport or Chef? He said, "Well, that's not what the 49ers are saying. They're saying they want to keep you." So, but I think with the first round picks, because Rob's saying no, he also said Dunze didn't sign. It's probably more about the guarantees or maybe adding some incentives. I'm not even sure if they can add incentives, but I know the guaranteed amount can fluctuate. But here's the thing though, Rob, he can't bust the CBA. The CBA is law. He can't change that. So
I'm loving all of this right now.
He's going to make all the first round picks. There's pay schedule. It's like being in the military. You're locked in.
If you pass MEPS.
Yeah, exactly.
You're in.
According to Spot Track, he's supposed to sign a 4-year deal that is worth around $38.5 million.
Right.
Signing bonus around 24.8.
He probably wants Trevor Lawrence's deal. That's crazy.
But I mean, a great, Rob is saying, hey, he wants to change how it's done. And he doesn't have an agent. Okay, well, that's fine, but he can't change how it's done now. It has to go when they do the next collective bargaining agreement. I mean, that's the only way you change the rule. And by that point, he's not going to care anymore. But I think it might be just a guaranteed piece. Maybe he wants all 5 years guaranteed.
I don't know. My mom texted me and
I mean, I don't think he's worried about it. I think it's going to be, obviously he's going to OTAs, he's going to camp. So so's Rome. So I don't think it's going to be an issue.
I don't know, man. This is the year, though. This is the year with our offensive firepower. I mean, then we don't need this drama. It's going into Hard Knocks too, man.
But I don't think it's drama though.
Drama? It's not drama?
Not in the way you're thinking, because he's on the field practicing. It's not a distraction with teammates or anything. It's there, but it's not, or I should say at this point, it's not a distraction yet.
Well, to be the number one pick, you get a certain bonus right there, correct?
Right. Yeah, he's getting more money than number 2 is getting.
Right.
By about $1 million. It's like or 500,000 or something. He gets paid more, but the only wiggle room he's got, I think, is in the guarantee, and then maybe, and we'd have to look it up, but maybe the base salary can't change, but they might be able to add certain things like incentives. I know they can't do a signing bonus. They can't touch. They might be able to do, but they might not be able to do anything. It just is what it is, and the only holdup is the guaranteed amount. And if Caleb or any other rookie thinks they're going to change the CBA, well, you got to wait another year or two until it's time to renegotiate the CBA. Because the NFLPA agreed to it. It ain't changing because Caleb or Rome or any other high draft pick wants to change.
Fucking greedy bastards, man. I'd play quarterback for $200,000 a year.
Yeah, I was telling Ken, I go to the fucking UFL for $6,000 a week.
It's just, and we're here like hardworking people, and we're fighting for money. Well, except for Ken, and we're all fighting for money. Then you look at these players that are making $10 million a year, and they're holding out because they want 12. Get the fuck out of here.
So
no matter what, why are you bitching?
So Robinson, number one pick at 2, and that's 39 over 4 years. Because of the 5th-year option, like the 5th-year option for Justin Fields would have been $25 million. So his 5th-year option, and I forgot how there's a math formula to it. It's kind of like the tag amount, but a certain, it's like half what the franchise tag would be or something like that. But there's a formula for what his fifth year will probably be worth $39 million, worth what his first 4 is. But if Rob, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I believe that $39 million is 4 years, and then the 5th-year option will be basically a balloon payment, comparatively speaking. But I think the only options he's got to work with is the guarantee. The Bears should guarantee all $39 million for 4 years. I mean, they could do that.
Plus, he doesn't have an agent, so all the money will go to him.
Yeah. that he saves this
Cheap
3%.
fuck, man. I tell you. My God.
But I mean, but look at though. I mean, for this contract, for a rookie contract, you really need an agent. I mean, think about it. What are the finer details? The NFL says you can get a 4-year, $39 million contract.
I think you do. Hey, Ken, your first time in court and you're going to a murder trial. Do you want a fucking lawyer? Yeah.
No, but I mean, for this one though, there's no haggling over market value. There's no trade. I mean, you could ask for a no trade clause, like your agent could. I mean, what are you going to do differently than what an agent's going to be? The agent isn't going to negotiate a better price.
Plus,
Yeah,
he has the Neil money
handles
too.
all that.
So that 39 mil is for the first 4 years. Thank you, Rob.
The agent's
Was
there
that
to help you solve those problems, because it's not only going to be the NFL deal. You got to think all like the shoe deals he's going to get and other things. That's why.
But he's already done that with NIL.
Yeah, exactly. He's getting that money too.
I mean, he's already been doing this for 2 years with NIL. So,
well, then
he's
he
already
must
got
be he should be looking at like Lamar, or isn't Roquan? Roquan doesn't have it.
Roquan doesn't have it. You know, I mean, that's 10%. He's keeping that 10% on all that NIL money and everything else he would have had to pay. But like, look at fifth year is 25 mil next year. So you got to figure by the time Caleb's 5th year option comes, it might be creeping up to 27, 28, whatever. But Robert's telling us, it's already predetermined, right? So I mean, what is there to talk about with this? With these rookies, I mean, the money's there. I mean, I think the only thing they can negotiate is how much of that money is guaranteed. That's it.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I mean, I get why he doesn't need an agent. He's been doing it since before when he started college.
Yeah,
with the NIL deals. So he's been handling his money obviously just fine by himself.
It's not
So-
like it's not like he was the best fucking quarterback in college either.
Right.
That's
So
fine.
yeah, I mean, I don't think him or Rome or any of the number one picks, first round picks haven't signed it. I think it's for all of them. And look, I think maybe teams are working back, because I know the later round guys already signed. So maybe they're just working their way from the last pick back down to the first pick, you know, and offering more guaranteed to the higher round picks. You know, I mean, because the 4th round guy is not getting anything past a year guaranteed, right? But
does anybody know what CJ Stroud got his rookie year? Because he was a way better quarterback in college than Caleb Williams was.
Just got the boilerplate, same thing. He got the same thing. Like number one pick last year, let's say if it was 38 mil last year, that's what he got. Or no, Stroud would have gotten number 2. He was number 2.
Yeah, Bryce Young.
Bryce Young would have got. Let's say if last year was 38, then Bryce Young would have gotten 38. And, actually, Dan might have it up. He might be able to tell us.
CJ Stroud signed a 4-year, $36.3 million rookie contract.
So it's about $3 million less.
About $3 million. Actually, though, I think the price went up this year. So maybe it was about $2 million. What was Bryce Young's? What was the difference? Probably not much.
He sucked.
They shortened him because he's short.
37.96.
Yeah, see, so it's not that big of a difference between 1 and 2, but it is what it is. So it went up a little bit, so now he's gonna get 39 mil this year.
They shortened him.
Well, no, that's just what the NFLPA.
No, it's a joke.
Yeah, I know.
Small.
They Kyler Murray'd him, you mean?
Yeah, there you go.
They did him like Kyler. So I don't know what else could you be not signing your contract for besides maybe get more of it guaranteed.
That would have been a good question for Desmond. Why do rookies hold out? It
was different though when Desmond played. Desmond played during the era where there was no CBA for what they picked. There was no pay table. When Desmond was in,
just ask him what he thinks about.
Oh, well, hopefully he'll be back on and we can ask him. You know, because he said he wanted to come back again, but
in the end, are we worried about him not signing?
No.
Well, it's not Nobody should be worried that he's not going to.
I'd be worried more about Rome.
No, I'm not worried about Rome to sign. They're all going to
No,
sign.
I'm saying I would be more worried about him than Caleb
I
Williams.
wonder what does happen if a rookie doesn't sign.
They get fined.
The team still owns their rights. They get fined.
Yep.
And the NFL changed the rule. If they fine them, they can't. So what used to happen is, so Dan's going to hold out for camp, right? Because Dan says we don't pay him.
You holding out on me? You holding out on me, Dan?
Yeah.
So it used to be when Dan was done holding out and we signed him, we could say, hey, Dan, we'll forgive the fines, right? Well, the league changed the rule on that. You can't forgive the fines anymore. The only option a team has now is to fine or not to fine. That is the question.
Yeah, Dan, I need you because I need the tush push. You're my center. That's another fucking thing, too. I'm glad that tush push crap is out of Philly. Philly sucks anyway. Everybody knows I love them.
You love the She-Eagles. Stop it.
Yeah.
They're your favorite team.
It's because Kelsey is gone.
Yeah,
They're
no more tush push.
No one of that shit.
Yep.
So, yeah, I don't think any team needs to worry about their draft pick not signing their deal. I mean, it goes back. We were talking about in the morning. It's like I don't think holdouts are as much of an issue now anymore because the amount of money these guys are making, it's substantial. Like before, they were losing out on a couple $100,000. Now they're literally losing millions. And so to sit out for a season and lose $30 million so that you can make $40 a year defeats the whole purpose.
Well, this is
right.
The thing. You play college, right? Play your ass off. What are you playing in college for? To get to the pros.
Yep.
Okay. Dude, you're there. I would take fucking anything because I succeeded what I wanted to go to.
And you're already getting paid on NIL, right?
Yeah.
You're coming in a league of multi-millionaire already, 20, 30 million in the bank, right? So, I mean, you take the rookie deal. It's the NFLPA agreed to pay schedule for rookies. And then you negotiate your next contract when the time comes.
It's just ridiculous.
Did Mahomes even have to wait?
Tyson, just get ready. Get ready to play.
Did Mahomes even make it past 3 years without getting a new deal? Did he get his new deal after his third year? Coming into year 4?
And after he won the Super Bowl, he got a new deal right away.
And that was year 3, right? His third year in the pros, he won the Super Bowl.
You're not comparing them, are you? Oh my God.
No, but I'm just saying. Like, look at. I'm not comparing him, Woody, but the thing is, like, well, you can look if you do really well, they don't have to keep you on the rookie deal. If let's say if Caleb wins a Super Bowl year 2, it's not to say the Bears couldn't give him more money and restructure a deal to reward him, right? They could do that. I mean, then again, San Francisco could have done that with Brock Purdy, and they haven't. But they also don't have any money. So
that's not the answer anyway.
That might be part of it. But I mean, Mahomes got restructured and they got restructured again. Well before his second contract was done. 3 years into the 10-year deal, restructured, more money.
So you're saying if Caleb Williams wins a Super Bowl year 2, you're going to sign him to a contract right away?
I think they would probably restructure a deal because it's probably smarter to do it then than wait till the end of, between instead of waiting where maybe because like if he wins another one, now the number is even higher.
In order for him to get paid, he has to be the reason we win the whole thing from start
right.
to finish.
Yeah.
It can't be our defense won us that Super Bowl.
I mean, I don't know if he wins it in year 2, do you do it for year 3? No, but let's say he does it in year 2, and then you go deep in the playoffs in year 3. You could make an argument for it going into year 4.
Yeah,
you can make an argument for it then, but it depends. I mean, most teams won't go because they have a structure or a map. And they want to stay on schedule with the raises and who they get rid of and how re-signings and stuff like that. So, I mean, but I'll tell you what, though, if Caleb does really well in the first 3 years, after that 4th year, they'll obviously offer him his 5th-year option, and he's gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna need a contract before that 5th year starts, and that's what they'll do. Right?
Denied.
No, I mean, I'm with you, Rob. You got 4 years.
Yeah, you want to keep that rookie on that contract.
I mean, I don't think, but I'm just saying though, Rob, you could justify the conversation if he does really, really, really well in the first 2 or 3 years. You could justify it. I don't think, me personally, I'd be like, dude, you're going to play the 4th year. We're going to pick up your 5th-year option. And that summer, after we pick up your 5th-year option, we're going to start talking extension. And after year 4, we're going to extend you to a big, fat contract.
And if DJ Moore has a good year this year, I definitely re-sign him as well.
Well, we have to. We're going to be re-signing him next year anyway.
Yep.
Because these guys don't finish contracts out. They renegotiate coming into the final year. That's been a big noticeable change in the NFL over the last couple of years.
No, Rob, don't be stupid. Now he's talking John Dorn now.
Well, no. Rob is right. No, Rob is right. You're paying him huge in year 6 because here's what's happening. No, because you sign, look at the golf contract, or look at some of these other contracts that we've seen, like Lawrence's. It's a big number, but he's still, so what it is a 4-year extension. But that includes his 5th-year option that they've already picked up. So they actually got Lawrence for 5 years, not 4. Yeah. If you look at Goff, it's a 4-year extension, which means they've got him for 3 years. Or that the Lions, it's a 2-year window. No, it's actually a 3-year window because no new money kicks in for this season. So he's getting paid. You know what I'm saying? So really, he's right because, oh God,
here we go.
Yeah. Yeah, AARP is a bonus, but no. So Rob is right though. So when you pick up the 5th-year option, then you sign a 4-year extension. You actually are keeping him for 5 more years, not 4, unless in the contract it stipulates it's replacing the 5th-year option. Yep. Those are those weird little things that when we look at deals, everyone's like, "Oh, well, they only got for 4 more years." Oh, wait a minute. What do you mean he's not a free agent for 5 more years? It's an extension onto the existing. That's all.
Yeah.
So, Allen's, now Keenan Allen's interesting. He fired his agent.
Yep.
He's talked more about wanting to re-sign with Chicago. That he's more open to it. Blah 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 blah. But at the same time, he's mentioning the market value, the market. His market's not 32 mil. That's not what he's getting paid. It's his cap hit is 32, but he's getting paid 18 this year. I don't know. Do you think Allen could get paid 9? And remember, the reason they got rid of him in LA is he didn't want to take a pay cut. So do you think Allen's going to be worth 18 to 20 mil next year?
Depends on the season.
It's hard to say because there's a lot of superstars on this team. And like I said, look what Justin Fields did when he came in. He favored, Mooney the whole time. So hopefully he spreads the ball around more, and hopefully Keenan Allen has some catches out of the slot.
I think with this offense, Mike, it's going to be whoever happens to be open. You know what I'm saying? Like if they're doubling down on DJ and Keenan's the open guy, that's who Caleb's going to hit. If they're doubling down on both of them and leaving Rome because he's a rookie, one-on-one, he's going to go to Rome. If for some reason they figure out a way to double all 3, then it's going to be Komet, right? I mean, I think the ball's just going to go to – there's going to be one guy who's going to be open every time.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing that he doesn't have he has now that he didn't have in LA, that wide receiver room. How many times has Mike Williams been hurt? And Keenan has to be the focal point. Or what's that dude, Quentin Johnston, dropping everything? He's coming into a wide receiver room. I got other guys that don't really get hurt, knock on wood.
Well, Justin, don't forget, Justin Herbert's a good quarter. He's a
hell of a
quarterback.
It's quality, yeah.
So he can share the ball, and I think that's going to help him stay healthy.
Well, Dan and Rob's gonna laugh on paper. That's why he's gonna laugh. Because I said on paper.
This is Ken Dobbin it.
Yeah, this is the best wide receiving room I think we've ever put together.
Yeah. That's
and
right.
and I think what Rob, maybe you can talk to this. They're gonna, he's like, hey, they're just gonna pass rush the Hal to Williams. Did we do enough in the offseason to keep the kid upright?
Let's hope Braxton Jones, he's got to develop more. He's got to handle that pass rush.
And Jenkins got to stay healthy.
Yeah.
Davis has got to stay healthy. And hey,
he's actually got to show up for practice.
Yeah. Well, and let's be real. I mean, that's not even the issue. That's not even the big issue, right? The big issue was the center position.
Yep.
Which was the weak point of that O-line last year in pass protection. The whole O-line last year in pass protection was green until you got to the center position, which was a deeper shade of red than my district in Florida. And my congressman's Matt Gates. So I live in a pretty deep red district. And and our center position was a deeper shade of red than that. That's how bad it was. There was no blue or any other color even sniffing around our center position last year. It was that red. So they got rid of if you snap the ball even once last year, you're gone. Unless you're a long snapper, because that's different. They were all gone. They got rid of everyone and brought in all new cats. That's the focal point. I mean, am I wrong with that?
No.
I don't know. We have the best punter in the college, so hopefully he pins him down a little bit. Home run.
But I don't agree with drafting Taylor in the 4th round.
Well, because they didn't think he was going to be in the 5th.
And they thought he was going to be gone. They thought Cincinnati was going to grab him.
And we had the worst net punting last year.
Oh God!
So we had to do something there. If we were down, if we were down within the 10-yard line, the other, the opposing teams, they're going to have 1st and 10 at the 40 or 50, and that's not good.
And Rob, to Rob's point, he's a rookie quarterback. That's just how the NFL is. They're always going to test the rookie. And as far as drafting the punter, I have no complaints, none. No complaints. What else were we going to do? We were the worst last year. This kid is a game. I mean, he was the offensive player that he was the offensive weapon that Iowa had, and he was the punter.
Man, Rob's on a roll tonight, huh?
Yeah, he is.
Be the MVP.
I don't know if he's gonna be the MVP, but
Cairo's our MVP. Damn it!
But I'll tell you what, this punter, let's look at Green Bay last year. Green Bay, when pinned within their 20s, within the 20, their own 20, terrible. They could, if you got them down and they're at their 18, they're 15, they're 5, they were 3 and out. They couldn't escape the red zone. Their own 20-yard line. They couldn't. So when they were pinned within the 20 last year, 9 times out of 10 or something like that, they were 3 and out. Yep. Well, now we have a guy that can do that to them every time, no matter where we are on the field. So, I mean, now if the Packers haven't fixed that issue, right? Thank you, Rob. We like you too.
He had to.
Yeah, I love
there.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
I thought I liked Rob. Now he's being a fucking smartass. I got it.
I mean, but think about it now. That's a game changer, Mike, isn't it? If you got a punter that can pin them inside the 20 every time.
Yeah,
they stop.
It seems like when the Bears were down at like the 5 or 10 or 15-yard line, they were playing for field position right off the bat. They knew they're going to punt, and that was in their mindset. And they would be 3 and out, and like I said, they would get the ball. The opposing team would get the ball 1st and 10 at the 40, 45 because we had the worst net.
At our 40 or 45.
Yeah, that too, yeah.
That could pin the Packers back, and have a guy to make them sweat.
Capital S.
Mike coming with the play on words now. The guy to make them sweat. Speaking of the guy that makes them sweat, Mr. Montez Sweat. You guys think we're going to sign someone to play on the other side? Do you think we're going to bring Ngakwe back?
Yeah, I nobody, like I was telling you the other day, nobody wants him. He might as well play where he's, only team that wants him. Definitely sign him back. and teach this young guy that we picked up and play behind him, and maybe he'll start next year or the year after.
If they don't, I think we're okay. DeMarcus Walker, he's solid when Montez Sweat is out there. I think it would be all right if we don't sign him. I'm not against not signing him. If we do, we do. But I think this is what we go in with.
I mean, Dan, I know I said it in the morning show too. The kid we drafted in the 5th round, high upside, right? A lot of guys said, a lot of the NFL draft guys were like, this guy, if he would have stayed in school one more year, high 1st round, or look back into the 1st round, high 2nd round is where he would have gone next year. So to me, he says, okay, we give him a 5th. He's a project, right? Yeah, he can rotate in this year. But I don't expect the guy to be a producer, every down kind of guy this season. I expect him to be rotational to a degree, spot fill if someone has an owie that needs to be looked at for a couple plays, whatever.
Right.
So, I mean, I would think Ngakoue would be a good bridge for a year.
Yeah, I'd bring back.
Hey, with the tight ends that we have, and we signed Mercedes Lewis for a year, let's give the same to Yannick.
Well, Rob's says there's going to be camp cast-offs in better shape than Ngakoue. I mean, that might be true, too. But, I mean, Ngakoue, well, we don't know what kind of shape he's in. We know he broke his foot at the end of last year.
Well, I saw the videos of him training. He looked good.
He looked good. So
I was hoping, don't show a Tariq Cohen video, please.
could the Bears – I mean, look, the Bears don't have to sign anyone right now. They can go in the camp. They can do like what Mike is saying and go in with what we got. And if they say, hey, we might need a little extra push, let's spend a few bucks. So it might be more.
Yeah, but when do they determine that, though? We want to determine that too late.
Probably remember, we have an advantage. We have 4 preseason games.
That's,
so probably after.
Well, we hope nobody gets hurt.
Probably after preseason game 2, they'll probably make a determination on that, I would suspect. Or if there's an injury, that would force a determination faster.
Yeah.
But I would suspect that after the first 2 preseason games, after the Hall of Fame game, and then preseason week 1, they would probably – that's when they'd probably be looking to make that determination. Definitely by preseason game 3.
Yeah. It doesn't hurt to see who gets released. It's not going to hurt anything.
And that, too, because with edge guys, it's a little different. Like edge guys don't have much to learn.
With the I don't know if you guys saw my post the other day, the punt return. I think Vilas is going to get released.
He might.
I really do.
They watch him go somewhere else and be spectacular.
Yep.
What happens, man?
Just like Charles.
That's probably one player I have confidence is not going to do better somewhere else.
Look, at the Packers are going to get rid of Clifford, and then he's going to go be the starter in Arizona and kill it. That's the way it works.
Get that Penn Stater all the way out West Coast.
Yeah, that's the way it works in this league. I mean, how many guys have we Nichols is killing it. I like Nichols when he was here, but he's
you dick.
We got all kinds of guys that left
Mustapher,
here.
Charles Leno Jr.,
Yep.
Gibson.
Next, Claypool.
Well, I don't. Claypool,
he's a camp hero.
Yeah, we can't deny that he has talent. It's just I think he's in it for the money.
And he was on the wrong team.
He's a camp hero. That's what he's been the last 2 years, a camp hero. Maybe, does he turn around with Josh Allen? I don't know. Maybe he does. He was good with Ben.
He's the number 4 on that team, on the wide receiver room. He's number 4.
And they lost Diggs.
Yeah. I mean, look, he's got – that's a good – that's a good possibility. It's a good place for him. I mean, if there's any place where he's going to shine or regain value, it's going to be in Buffalo, I think, this year. But this is probably his last shot. If he doesn't do it there, he's done.
For sure.
But with Diggs going to the Texans, man, the Texans is going to make a big, big splash.
Huh. Can Diggs share the ball?
Well, Case Keenum's not throwing to him, so
they're going to be a very interesting team.
Yep.
That made that. But that also shows we're kind of rebuilding like they're rebuilding. So I don't know. I mean,
They're doing a lot quicker than we are.
well, we don't know that until this season starts. When this season starts, we could be off and running and reel off a bunch of wins, and all of a sudden, oh crap, where'd this team come from?
No, here we go.
I mean, we'll have to see what they look like when they actually hit the field of play together. But I mean, it's a pretty good ride. I mean, any other year, if you had, that's not that was my cat's fight. If you had a quarterback that'd been there for 2 years, you might be looking at this team going, "Oh yeah, we're going to the Super Bowl." You know, I mean,
no, we're not Green Bay fans.
Yeah. Rob is saying the Texans are a step ahead of us, but we're certainly on the same path. And, you know, and they were a playoff team last year. You know, the thing, well, you get the playoffs, anything can happen. So
I think Caleb Williams is going into a better situation than C.J. Stroud was.
Well, I think he's got a better defense than what the Texans had when C.J. Stroud got there last year too. So I mean, it's that's what I'm saying. I don't know if they're really a step ahead. I think Caleb's probably walking to I say it all the time, he's walking to a quarterback's wet dream. He's got a lights out defense and a stacked offense with a lot of playmakers.
I would argue that he also has the better coaching.
Who has the better coach?
Texans.
Oh yeah. Yep.
You don't think Shane Waldron's going to be the right coach?
No.
We don't even know yet.
We don't know.
DeMeco Ryans is a good coach.
DeMeco Ryans is a hell of a coach.
So you're gonna, okay, I'll give it to you. I mean, you know, until he shows it. I mean, he has a good pedigree. He's done. I mean, he made Geno Smith a journeyman quarterback into a franchise quarterback. So he's got a little pedigree behind him. But yeah, I'd probably agree, and I think Rob agrees with you guys that that he's got better coaching. But I don't think Shane Waldron's trash yet either. I don't think we can say that because he's had some good success other places he's been.
Ken, did you say Geno Smith is a franchise quarterback?
Well, he got franchise quarterback money, and he played like a franchise quarterback that season, and he still played pretty good last year too.
Well, he doesn't have Waldron now. Pete Carroll is not longer the head coach, so we'll see. Even though
coach, I guess that would be the question.
If you have Lockett and Metcalf,
well, he's got Allen Moore. He's got Allen Moore and Odunze. So I mean,
well, Odunze didn't prove himself yet. Let the guy get on the field first.
Unless he's a Kevin White, he's probably good.
Right. We'll never know. We'll never know. Never know until he gets on the field.
I'm going to bring it up because Ken and I we had our opinions on this. Woody, Dan, what do you guys think of the McCaskies?
They need to fucking retire and hand that to a team to another person.
Thank you, Woody. Thank you.
Fuck yeah, man. It's about time.
What football decision has Virginia? Because he said get rid of Virginia. That's my first issue was. Virginia has not made a football decision a day in her life as owner of the Bears.
So then why?
When was the last time? When was it? Because she owns the team. When was the last time McCaskey made a football decision?
Probably when Mike McCaskey was running them.
Come on, Jake.
A decade ago?
Yeah, it sounds like that was about a decade
So
ago.
the McCaskies have not made any football decisions for over a decade, but they got to go because why?
Because they're only fans, right?
They just own the team.
They just own the team.
I don't want Virginia McCaskey to have an OnlyFan, please.
I mean, look at the Bears ownership group. Ownership. They own the team. They provide resources. They're not making football decisions.
But they have the wrong people to make those decisions.
I want everybody.
Okay, but Mike, so you're okay. So the next owners, there's no guarantee they're going to make any good decisions because that's just going to be some idiot who has a lot of money. How was Dan Snyder as an owner?
Yeah, you're right, but hasn't it been long enough for them running this team into the ground? Been above.
So would you say that they have good football people running the organization right now, and Kevin Warren and Ryan Poles?
Why did it take so long?
Sometimes you think you got the right guy and you don't.
Why are we consistently taking on first-time head coaches, first-time GMs, instead of going after these big coaches that have proven to win?
That's not McCaskey saying we're not going to do it.
They don't want to pay it. They damn sure want to be cheap.
Decisions.
They want to be cheap.
I'd rather have a Jerry Jones in there making decisions. He's a part of the team down on the field besides polls. Virginia can't even fucking walk.
Oh, come on.
Jerry Jones, they're consistently winning every season.
I think it's funny because Lions fans told all the Fords and stuff, but the Fords never sold. Oh my God, ownership is great. What's the same owner? Oh my God, get rid of the ownership with the Raiders. Why? He's done nothing but good things for the team, the Davis family.
But we're not talking about the Raiders or the Lions.
But it's funny though, because like we don't have an ownership family that's heavily involved in making decisions. They aren't. They let the football people make the football decisions. Your argument is that they've hired bad football people. Okay, great. How many people has your place of business ever hired that didn't work out? They don't all work out. The hit rate's not that great. There's a lot of teams that haven't hit on coaches, and some teams have got lucky on hitting coaches. I get that, but I mean, they've got out of making football decisions for well over a decade. Like Robert said, at least be smart enough to know you need to hire someone with football knowledge, and they've done that. They said we're getting out of it. Like we'll handle on the business side, like for the stadium and building facilities, but when it comes to football, we're letting the football guys handle it. We think these are the right football guys. Okay, so they've had about a 10-year track record now of hiring other people to run the football team, and not all of them have been great. In 10 years, now Warren is coming in, he'll be 20% of that, right? And he's done good so far that I can tell. So, yes. So I mean, maybe they've made that change and they've turned that corner. It doesn't mean you must sell the team because you can't. No, that's bullshit. No owner is ever going to sell because you're not happy with the football people they have.
No, we can ask for their heads all the time. Let them go.
And nothing
mean it's going to happen. I'm saying, in my opinion, I would want them gone.
I'm like they make zero impact for me when it comes to what the product on the field is right now.
Because,
like, if you had said to me that after Ditka got fired, I would have agreed with you because the McCaskey did it.
The coaching hires. I mean, I get Bill Polian, for example. Yes, he's a legend back in the day. Exactly, back in the day.
We hired John Fox. Was he not a good coach?
Let him making decisions.
John Fox was highly regarded when we got him.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Martz too.
Mike Martz as well.
Why do we sign Mark Trestman over Bruce Arians?
Trestman was our best coach.
Trestman just came off winning the Grey Cup in the CFL.
CFL.
Still, I mean, he just won the Grey Cup. I mean, it's like, why do teams hire guys out of college coaches, right? I mean, you look where if you find a quality guy, you find a quality guy, right? I mean, Matt's saying right here, look at, they've brought in football people. They've changed the culture. Poles is still cooking. Give it time. That's a Packer fan telling you that.
Yeah, I know. I agree. Yeah, Poles is cooking. Yes, but I'm just tired of we having to wait so many years.
That's life, man.
We can't even.
You know how long I waited as a Cubs fan to win a World Series?
We ruin every damn quarterback we get.
Thanks, Woody.
We have to sign. I'm struggling with Caleb Williams. I got my hopes so high for this kid, and if he sucks, I might as well be another fan for another fucking team.
I mean, look, it's like the Bears are without success. We won a Super Bowl in '85 with this ownership.
No,
we won 9 championships. We went to the Super Bowl in '06. We went to the NFC Championship in 10. We've had some success. It hasn't all been doom or gloom. And on that terrible take, an argument between me and Mike, we're going to carry that over to Sunday. We'll see you Sunday morning, everyone. Everyone, thank you for joining us. Don't forget Ken and Ken in the morning. We'll be back here Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Central. We'll see y'all later. Bear down.
Fire McCaskey.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first. The daily podcasts are Ken and Ken in the Morning, Lions Talk with Smoking Jeremy B, Around the Indoor Football World, Shield TV, and The Big Football Show. The afternoon podcasts are Valhalla Hour, Brosef Sports, WCFL Dolphins Talk, The Cheap Seats, Bodkin Show, and Spirit of Detroit Podcast. The nightly podcasts are Halas Hall Report, Frozen Tundra Network, Wrestling Roundup, Skull Gang 365, First and 10 with Foz, Prime Sports World, The Man Cave, Prim and Proper Sports, Spitballin' Podcast, Lions Fan Cave Chat, 313 Den Podcast, Puckett, The Guys Huddle, Main Event Football Show, Let's Talk Sports, The Michigan Sports Truth Podcast, and Off the Rails. Hope you enjoy all the shows and feel free to comment, like, share,